Is it too warm? Do I need to cut the fan
Welcome to Warrior Class.
for the teachers whip ass?
And you will too, if you pass. All right, this is Warrior Class episode dealing with trapping. Oh, yeah, we need this. Let me see. Hold on. Let's move this up some. So,
Yeah.
I want this to fall out. Uh-oh.
What was that?
That was a cord charger, but hopefully we got enough power. So, this is the trapping episode. Why we look so small? All right, there we go. When I say trapping, folks from down here, we ain't talking about that kind of trapping. Yeah, we trapping. You know what I mean?
Not that trapping.
And see, I can't do my trap queen joke because Omaniki not here today. Trap queen.
She is not with us today.
Then we be singing that, and then we put the camera on her. The band knows. So if you don't know, for those who are melanin challenged, or you just a geek or something, the trap, when you trapping, that means you in the spot. The spot's hot.
Trapping is great if you need to make rent.
Right, exactly. Right. Now that, if you don't know what it is, all you gotta do is pay attention to that. Now that says Joe the Euro squatter. If you from Europe, you look black on that picture, but if you white and you understand what trapping is, that's impressive. That's impressive.
No, right. I think you're brother. I think you're brother.
Like you got
Joe the Euro squatter. Okay.
I am melanin challenged, but so is Doc Jab. Exactly.
Peace, Joshua Bishop, new member. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Joshua Bishop.
Please like us before we get started. Please like, subscribe, share this on your social media.
Yes.
You can share this if you're on Facebook, on Twitter. You can share this link. Let folks know what's going on about this whole show. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate you. If you're in Atlanta, come visit us at African Martial Arts Institute. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Facebook. Google us, look us up, come by. We're open on Mondays. We're at the Train or Die compound. It's about to say Trap or Die.
Trap or Die.
But come check us out, man. Anybody that's in from Atlanta, come check us out. And we may even let you, you know what I'm saying, sit in the studio audience. No, you can't come in. You can't come to studio. Can't be studio. But check us out, man. Sure, we really want y'all to help us spread this show to get as big as possible. We think it's a great show and important for us to get out there to the peoples. And if you need us, excuse me one more time, if you want us to come out and do a workshop with your organization, neighborhood, business, fraternity, whatever it is, you just folk people just want to put your money together, whatever you want to do, DM us, contact us, inbox us, and we'll send you, we'll conversate with you, let us know what you're looking for, and we'll put something together for you, and we will come out and do some training. It is hands-on, so don't think we're just gonna be sitting there talking. You know right. How we do. If you don't, you'll find out. So we definitely we don't believe in just talking. We want to put the work.
Now, do we have any news today?
Man, I'm not gonna get specific with the news. I'll just say I saw a couple cases. It's just getting maybe I don't know if it's crazy things getting caught on camera, but I'll post this on the Warrior Class IG. One of the things I saw is this guy. I just posted it on my personal page. Always keep your drive with your doors locked. This woman was at a stoplight, and a dude just walked up at the stoplight and just tried to get in her door. I mean, just shook it, checked it. It was locked. He checked the next one. Then that person pulled off on the red light when he did that to the door. That person just said, "Okay, I'm out."
Which could have caused him to have an accident.
Right. He should. That was crazy. But I think that's what happened. But he went back to her car and stayed in front of her.
So she couldn't leave?
Yeah.
She could leave.
She had a choice. She's videoing and she's like, "Hey, I gotta go to work." He said, "Me too. It's okay."
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay.
You got ran.
And so he just kept saying it's okay.
I'd have been so nervous, my foot would have hit the.
I would have been, I would have known.
I'm being nervous, right?
Yeah, but that happened. Another incident involving a van, a man trying to abduct a woman, things of that nature. I'm seeing it's just increasing. I don't know what's what's causing this, unless it's organized, is the only thing that I could think of. Why would it be happening in so many places and so many at the same time? It's just, I don't know. So I would just advise, just again, stay on high alert, and pay attention to what your surroundings is very important. Carry tools on you, train on deployment. We've discussed that before. It's no use to have something on you if you don't train to get it out and ready to use. I mean,
if it's in your purse, if you can, or backpack, there's no such thing as deployment for that. You reach to hold on a second. All right,
let me
get back. Hold on.
I got you.
There it is. That's not deployment. So, if you're gonna have a tool, have something that can be carried in your pocket easily. When you're sitting down in the car, it can be easily accessed, whatever that tool may be. It could be a marker, it could be whatever. Know the laws in your state, your city, depending on what country you're in. Find out.
Eugene Mason said something interesting in the chat. He said mental health care is so needed. Now, I don't know where that comment originated from, but some of us, what hit me when I saw that is that training, I can associate that with a part of mental, like a kind of healing yourself in a way. And what I mean by that is many of us are delusional, and many of us won't accept that we may not be capable of doing certain things. You know what I mean? Like and so speaking just for men, I know how men are like, I don't want to admit, I can't, change my brakes, disc brakes or something like that. I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. Some people have a hard time dealing with that. That can cause a form of,
or is that already a form where we as men feel we can't do a thing, we can't admit it? You know what I mean? Is that a problem in itself?
Yes.
Or psychologically, right? Because so on that, I got my son up one day. My son's 20 now, but he'll be 20 in November. What is this? This 2022, right? Yeah, so he'll be 20 in November. I got him, he was about 17. I woke him up. I said, come on, man, we're going to change this tire. And because my wife had told me the tire's flat or whatever. So I said, oh, this is perfect time. So I woke him up and I trained. First, he was mad, you got to get up and do this tire.
Right.
And it's hot. I said, brother, you got to be able to change the tire. I said, I can change this tire in 5 minutes. He said, well, let me see. I said, you think you're being slick. So I changed the tire. Then I took it off again. I said, now you're going to do it. Put the other tire on. So I had him take it off. And, at first, his mother and his auntie, it's hot. And, they never did this. I said it was supposed to be perfect weather when he learns to do it. So because if I didn't teach him how to do it, and then after first he's mad, then at the end he's proud. Right. Oh, I got it, and mama can drive off on something I did. I said, there you go. Because if not, then he'd be saying the same thing. He'd be either lying, saying he could do it,
right,
or not what you want to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Not being able to swim, stuff like that.
Now that I was going to say that could get you killed. People who lie and say they can't swim. It makes no sense to me, but it does make sense that they do the lie, because people also will lie and say that they can protect their family physically. And
I'm gonna tell you who aids and abets this indirectly, just being supportive, are women. Women will have.
We're talking about men.
We're talking about men,
right.
But I'm saying women will. Your woman will have you thinking you can whip anybody's tail. You know what I'm saying? Oh, baby, don't get mad. I know I don't want you to hurt nobody. I don't want you to hurt nobody.
Or maybe she knows.
She knows. She knows, but she gotta play the, you know that's female energy. Don't hurt him, baby.
Although, if your woman say, that dude's gonna beat the shit out of you, don't mess with him. That would be devastating to you.
Right? She can't tell you that.
So
she gotta say, don't hurt him, baby. But no, seriously though, that's a diagnosis right there. That's a form of mental illness, not being able to accept certain things. So
of course it is. But now with the thing with defending your family, that's not just men. Women
No
too.
doubt, no
Women
doubt.
will swear they can throw hands,
Mm-hmm.
can't at all. And the reason why we do that, or people talk about they can defeat a gorilla or they can defeat a bear, which is ridiculous, y'all. I'm telling you, they just did a test that they can't even determine the gorilla's upper level of strength. You're finished if you try to fight a gorilla, just so you know. Well,
I'm struggling.
when that happens, the reason why it happens is because we've been all our life till you got to protect your family.
Right.
Men and women. And so you feel you got to be, but instead of actually training to do so, most of us just tell ourselves the lie that we can't.
Right.
And that's ridiculous. And that's just like saying you can swim, you jump into a pool or you get in the ocean and
I always tell people this. Who says some people will come out and be clean with it, but how many people say I'm a bad driver or I'm bad at sex or you know what I'm saying? No, how many people say
the
that?
reason now more would say bad driving than sex, because once again, sex keeps us alive, keeps us in existence. So people can't, the things that keep us here. But that's also why there are some people that if you say like their food was nasty or something, or they could nasty, that's what you say it could be a little better if you did this, they insulted.
Oh my goodness, they break down.
So
let's go to the gym. Oh, I'm fat.
Right. We were at the restaurant with Big Pato when we bought him from Senegal. His wife cooks traditional Senegalese food. We're at a Senegalese restaurant. And she said, my sister, this was delicious. If you just do so-and-so, it'll be better. You know what I'm saying? I've been cooking. So she immediately got mad. I've been cooking for 20 years. And she didn't insult her. She said, if you did just so-and-so, and she was pissed. Now somebody said like faith.
I wouldn't say that. I said maybe belief, but not faith.
Yeah, so we should all have faith in something.
Right. I got faith Baba gonna have my back and we together and something pop off.
If you say, man, I don't have faith in nothing. I don't think so. Like, damn. So yeah, belief, and especially religious belief, can be that same way. And people don't want to even talk about it. If you use something sensible, like, okay, you know, your religion, it does good, but I'm just curious, what about this? Must get real defensive. I remember growing up, I was at a friend's house and we just watching a comedy show and they did some kind of joke about Jesus and she went off. Y'all turn that shit off. And he was like, Ma, the joke over. I don't care. Turn that shit off. I'm like, man. And I grew up different. Right. I grew up in the house. I mean, we could study whatever we wanted to study.
Right.
As long as it wasn't devil worship. I got caught, as a matter of fact, with the satanic Bible at the house. I thought my mother was going to put my father like, well, I'm going to hell anyway. Give it to me. I take it with me when I go. That's what he would say, you know. But my mother, she was like, what the hell is this here? Like, all right. I said, ma'am, I got that from the books. I was just curious what they talking about. He said, all right, well, you know, just don't practice that shit in my house. It's like, she didn't say don't practice that shit in my house. I said, I won't. You know, I won't. So she was like that, like, well, shit, you know, I hope I raised him well enough where he ain't just going off the rails, you know, sacrificing the chick in his room or something. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, sacrifice the goat in her room, in my room, but not a chick. All right. Peace, Bob Balagoon and Brother Belay and Warrior Class. Peace, Smooth Rebel. Old cops trap over RSOs. They be trapping. You got me on that. Cops do be trapping.
Cops be trapping.
And they be in trapping too.
Cops be trapping.
Right. So watch out. Well, if you're immortal, how do you express the initiative otherwise?
I'm confused on that.
Yeah, I'm confused. And if you're immortal, come see us at our school and tell us the secret.
We want to know.
We want to know how you cops be trapping. Yeah, me.
Right. Right. They be trapping us.
Yeah, exactly. In trapping. Exactly. Now, y'all was saying that people believe they can do advanced things without training on belief they can. Yes, exactly.
Good. Glad you brought it up because I wanted to.
Yes. Some of those people, they know they can't. They hoping to make you believe they can. Right. And they hoping you don't challenge them. And now they got to prove it because, and people go, why, like, oh, shit, well, I got to do it.
And they'll use their religion And I'm not just talking about Christianity. They'll use their religion to hide behind, to be lazy, to not have to face reality. And that's not in Christianity. That's in the,
well, you can do anything religiously. You can smoke weed religiously.
Right. And I know people in probably any spiritual practice that Black people are in that call themselves revolutionaries. That's this, that, and they're not training. They're not putting their children, and they know us. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you now.
I'm gonna tell you this. Kalonji did a post about, and
not just with us, but training. Period. I don't want to say like you got to be doing it with us or you're revolutionary.
He did a thing that said
you're better revolutionary.
Make sure you have your supplies because people are going crazy. When COVID first started.
Right.
So a sister posted in there, ain't nothing gonna happen to us. We don't need supplies. God, if we need supplies, God wouldn't have gave us Kroger. And I'm not exaggerating, and I'm not joking. And when that was said, so people were laughing. I said, this isn't funny. This person is extremely dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person who said it has people who actually follow them.
Right.
As far as Instagram followers, they have many. I said, and you believe that, and the people following them believe that. So belief, faith, all of it can be dangerous. You know what I mean? So be careful what you believe in, who you put your trust in, and your faith.
Right.
Because I mean that was, and I said, sister, that sounds so crazy that I'm not even going to explain why that makes no sense. If you don't understand, you don't understand. But anybody listening to me that follows her, know that that's a dangerous notion. That God bless you with Kroger. Is Kroger a blessing at all? You know what I mean? With all these food deserts in our neighborhoods.
Like the politician that said slavery was a blessing. If it wasn't for slavery, we wouldn't be in America. We would have never gotten this beautiful.
Man, somebody said that to me one time too. Somebody actually said that to me, and I went off on them. But and if Wumi gets in there, she can. If she's in there now, she'll bear me witness. On a panel, a brother said that he created a comic book. I've created several books, fiction, science fiction, fantasy books. So the moderator says, he asked the question, and the brother said, well, if it wasn't for slavery, we have to thank people for slavery.
I think I remember.
Because, and I was trying to be, he said, we have to thank white people for slavery because without that, where would we be? So I take my hat off, like, whew, I'm not going to say not put the hat back on. And he said something like, you seem like you're disturbed. You don't understand? So I said, brother, we cannot say anything is good about slavery. Anything, right? I said, but goodness, where would we be if it wasn't for slavery? Home. That's where we would be. Home. Wherever that may be, right? So he said, oh man, elevate your thinking. I said, dude, that is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have nothing else to say to you, right? He said, stop being an idiot. I said, I'm an idiot. I said, dude, you got nothing else to say on this panel. I didn't shut the panel. He can't say nothing. He said, what? So I turned my back. I said, can you ask me another question, please? Like that. So he's like, man, you so. I said, shut your mouth. Because now I was ready to whoop his ass. And I wanted him to be like, you don't tell me to shut, so then he could do something that I can knock him out. To be honest with y'all. So shut your mouth. I said, don't say anything. Say another word. Like that, right? So he looked at funny and stuff. I said, don't say nothing. I said, now please ask me another question. And he's asking me the question. And I'm answering.
Wumi was there, wasn't she?
Yeah, Wumi was there. That's why I said she's in there. And every time he tried, and so, and he's just looking funny. He's looking out at his wife. I looked at her too. She can't come up here and do nothing either. Security comes in. I said, security's here now. I don't care. They're not going to take him up the stage. But then the panel's over because you can't talk. Even they take me out of here.
Talking crazy, man. People do, and people do the same thing with Ifa. They take it too far and think that the physical part of it is, they don't need any physical protection. They don't need to physically protect themselves.
And they're not thinking, because in Ifa, you're doing a lot of people think that getting readings,
Be good for
divination
the
is the
legs.
work. Okay,
Right.
it's the work. It's the airball. We call it airball. It's the work. Keyword work that helps you, not just to get into divination. We ain't psychics. So everything comes down to physical, to your ability. Not everything is physical, but it's your ability. You can't pontificate your way into victory in combat. You can't. You can't think it. You can't be a great speaker, and that's going to save you when somebody throwing hands at you. You have to be able to put in that work, keyword. And a lot of us don't want to put in that work, and that's the thing. We don't want to break a nail. We don't want to sweat. When I had my strokes in 2012, y'all, and it may not have been the smartest thing, 4 days after having a stroke, well, I was in the hospital for 4 days. I get out. 4 days after that, I'm back on the mat training, teaching, training. And nobody was giving me quarter either. Nobody was taking the light on me. I wish they had her. At least say, damn, yeah, the man did just have a stroke. Nobody was doing that. So put in the work, kept it moving. When I had the heart attack, same thing. Now that took me a little longer.
We don't expect normal people not doing what he did. Okay, so let's just
right. I said
that's an extreme
right.
example.
I said that it may not have been the smartest thing. Don't do that to yourself. You have a stroke, relax,
the point
rest.
man, because
But for me, I was like, well, if I'm just laying there. But once again, so when you see a 70-year-old man doing pull-ups and you 50 talking about I'm gonna start doing pull-ups like him, you're not. He's been doing that shit since he was 20.
Right, exactly.
So I've been doing this since I was 4 years old. So I can do this. I hope none of you ever have a stroke or anything like that. But if you suffer anything like that, don't go back and do it. I mean, I had a stroke here online on the show. I was back the next week. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I should have been laying down somewhere.
But thank goodness, like I said, his training helps him to come back faster than most. I just seen Terrell Owens. You just seen him run a 40 and 4.3 at 50 years old. He didn't just wake up and run that 40. He didn't say right. He ain't been doing. You think he been retired since whatever 10 years and woke up and said, "I'm gonna run a 40 today." He would have pulled every muscle in his legs. He had to have been training, never stopped training.
Right, he wasn't training to the same intensity.
Right, but to a certain extent, he has never stopped training or getting himself to keep himself in a certain shape to be able to run that right now today. Right. So you got to put in the work, man. You want to be here. You go to the gym, and I just feel like this is important. I don't know why we got on this, but clearly somebody need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? It's important, man, that we put in this work and we get past that barrier of between the couch and the gym, the couch in class, the couch in whatever you need to be doing. It's too easy they make it really easy these days, man, to stay on your behind. We got to start doing stuff. If you're not training, what you should be doing, you still need to be moving. You still need to be able to get away. If you ain't training, I mean, you ain't fighting. You better be able to run then.
And actually, this is related. When we talk about trapping, okay? Trapping in a martial sense is immobilizing one or both of a person's arms, and you could also immobilize their leg or whatever, but immobilizing their arms where at least one of yours is free to do whatever. That's trapping. Okay. You see it in the films. You see it with Bruce Lee. We're going to bring the camera around, as a matter of fact, so we can show ourselves. But you see Bruce Lee, Steven Seagal, and do trapping. I want to show the trapping that they do and discuss whether it's real, and then we'll discuss is there any trapping that's real or valuable. So let's look at it.
Yeah, okay. Some people really don't believe that you can trap,
and some traps. I can't believe that people even try it. So it's, get into it.
All right. as we our advanced camera system allows us to swivel around.
And
Here we go. Wait a minute, see where we at? Do we,
we need because.
All
All right. So,
I
God,
touched
what
that
you do?
I touched this.
Oh no, what happened though?
I don't know.
Oh, everything disappeared. Can y'all?
Are we still live?
Yeah, but I'm trying to see. Like we
Everything
ain't got
on it?
no
Comments.
Let me see comments. I think we. Okay, there we are. All right. Okay, we still exist. All right.
State of the art.
Stay of the art, exactly.
We need
That-
you.
BD.
Yeah, we need you.
BD upstairs or something?
No. He's somewhere working.
Oh,
We need you to come and give us some sound effects so we can put some applauses and stuff in there.
so
Good. All right.
you've seen this. Most of you all probably. I probably was the last person to see this, as a matter of fact. In Enter the Dragon. Hold on, he's adjusting the mic. So in Enter the Dragon, you see Bruce Lee and Bob Wall cross hands like this. And they say fight, and Bruce Lee or whatever, they say go or whatever, and Bruce goes, pow! Does that, right? And then he does this, Bob Wall puts his hand up. So it's pooh, right? Then it's pop, then down, Bob Wall comes down. So it's pooh, and then they clapping. They clapping. Nobody's gonna fight like that. That is bullshit. Okay. And JKD people, Jeet Kune Do people, the art that Bruce founded, they don't even trap that way. The ones I know don't.
No.
So I hope that, because that's ridiculous, right? So this, you say, well, yeah, because nobody starts fighting like this. Well, this is an analog, we call it. If he punches, I go, oh, well, we're in that same hand position. Okay. So that could end up that way. Now, Steven Seagal, the way he was trying to do the same, it was just worse. And then you do little flicky kicks. They don't even do kicks in Aikido, so that was too bullshit. But it looks good on film. Brandon Lee, of course, he's doing like his dad, right? So this analog here is if we're here and he punches, boom, I'm here. If he punches, I'm here, I would go here. Now, that is trapping because I'm taking control of his limb, right? It's not the trapping like they do, but sometimes we're in the fight, I'll go, punch, right? I'll knock it down, and you've probably seen that in MMA. You knock their hand down, or we're here. I block his hand, we do this. Yeah. And when you see wrestlers do it a lot, so that, there, and then you're in on them, right? That's all trapping. I'm controlling his limb. You say, well, but both of yours are controlled. No, because I slide it over, I hit him with that elbow. Okay. That one's on the outside. I'm not worried about that because I have his body moving that way. He's not going to hit me with that hand. Then I crack him with that or whatever. Or he's here. I crack him. He's here. I set him up to throw that other hand, and then I can go here. And now he's there. So just so you know, trapping can happen. But this kind of trapping, it's not going to happen. You just pull your hand out and just throw.
Oh, we just keep doing that.
that shit ain't happening. Right. Like in the movies, it's not happening.
It's going to go much faster, most possible.
I'll say this, and if you know better, challenge me, Wing Chun folks. When the person punches, this thing, you're not going to get that, and then he stops it, and then nobody's going to just stand there and be fought like that. Even if they don't know what they're doing, they may throw kicks or whatever.
Only another Wing Chun practitioner.
Right, another Wing Chun practitioner would do it. But somebody who's not a friend of mine, Phil Glapion, I'll say his name. Phil Glapion used to have me come in and spar his Wing Chun students when they would disrespect him or something.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I was in my 20s, so I was all for it. And used to put it on them.
I used to think that worked, but I was showing me how it doesn't really work.
Right, so that's a big thing they'll do. They go pop, pop. You go there, they'll stop, pin your hand, then they go,
You've seen it all
like
the time.
get mine, right? Blah, blah, blah. And I remember one of my students disrespected me. I'll say his name, Kunle. Disrespected me. He's like, man, no. I said, that is not going to happen. He said, well, I'm gonna watch the movie. I'm like, watch the movie, enjoy it. I'll buy some popcorn, nigga. Like, what are you talking about? So he loves the chat. I don't know what that is, but so when they're doing those chain punches or whatever, I think that's what they call them.
Rotary punch.
So he's throwing the punches at me here. Bring them up so they can see. Go ahead. So I just put this one hand up. He. Just put a hand in that line. So if we're here and he's throwing, I go here. Go ahead, throw the chain punches, and then all I do, keep on throwing them. I just go negative up.
He caught me the first time, and y'all, I don't know if y'all saw it. The first punch caught me flush.
Right. You put this hand up there, and then you reverse what he's doing. Boom, you move right with him. So that's so easy to stop. That is ridiculous. A student asked me one time, I watched a video on YouTube demonstrating the effectiveness of arm drags. Yes, in street defense, is that considered trapping? That's a form of trapping because I've controlled his limb. So arm drag, you all. Give me a 2-piece. So I'm gonna drag you. Give me here. This is an arm drag.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. I meet that towards his. I want to meet towards his elbow, towards his shoulder to stop him. So if he throws a punch, unless I'm very fast, he throws a punch. No, with this hand, I'll probably miss this fist. If I move, it'll go off. But if I'm right in line, I'm gonna get cracked. So I'm here. He throw 1, 2, 2. Right. I go for the shoulder slower. So that way I end up putting a barrier for his arm. Now I slide down to his tricep and I push that hand to this hand. Okay. So it's here. Bang, bang. That is when I have him here. And now I move to drag him. I could drag him once I catch, I could drag him. Right. We like to have it in close, and then I use my body to drag him. So I can change from side to side. He puts a hand. One way you can exercise that is I go here, come back, he puts a hand, I go here. So notice my hand is here and it's here. Okay. Combatively, so I'm dragging. Right? Arm drag. That is a form of trapping. His limb is caught. You say you got both hands. You can have both hands, and then I can still use that hand, right? And crack him.
Notice he can be moving from the minute he grabbed me from the top. Well, you can start from the top again. But notice as soon as this starts, I'm moving, right? So pay attention to if you notice notice something we do. You never see like, well, you just put your hand out. You'll never see us do this.
Yeah, that too.
You ain't gonna never see us do that. Nothing we do looks like that.
A person punches like the karate hand, hoy, and you
don't call it karate hand, bro.
Okay, yeah, karate, judo, jujitsu hand, but you don't do that. But it's a Japanese hand. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Throw them, then I roll and look back. Like, come on, man.
You may come in our class, you may see this right here.
Right.
And the other person training where to hit somebody at.
Right. That's to move in and out. So I can move in and out.
Training.
I'm learning to move in and out. I'm learning to do those passes we're talking about. And then we start adding the touch or pushes, then punches.
Then the 1-2. You're not gonna see us standing still. I throw 1, 2, punch, 3, and he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not real training. That's not how
here, and people think this is effective and fast. He throws a hook, like you just did. So now throw at you.
Then you throw the hook, and I do like this.
then you throw. Come on, man.
Beautiful. That's not real training. That's not going to happen in the street.
And I challenge any of you.
We're not trying to.
Have you ever seen somebody fight like that?
Right. You Google Kung Fu masters fighting. You see them in the ring, and they looking like people they never fought before. They throwing because that's not gonna happen. You ain't never seen nobody in the fight start doing this right here. That ain't gonna. That shit don't work, man.
When I first moved to Atlanta, a dude said, throw a punch. So I go, cha, right? He said, no, throw the punch like you would. You know. And he's like, no, like stick it out so I can show you, what we're doing. We're praying managers.
Oh okay. My God.
So I said, and then he goes all down low and then hits me in my face. I said, okay, well, stick your hand out like that. I said, so I can show you. I said, so when you go, so he got that hand ready to defend himself. I said, boom, through his hand. So that's when I would do some fools up his hand out. So trapping works if it's done. We don't call it trapping. We don't really call it much anything. I say trapping so people know from other arts what I'm talking about. But if you're trying to do it like you see cinematically,
this is serious. What we're talking about, man, is life and death. I don't want y'all to think we're trying to get on nobody. I saw a respected person that's a martial artist telling somebody that wasn't the cameraman that you can't catch a punch. He's like, man, this shit ain't real, man. You can't catch no punch, blah, 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 blah. He's like, well, for real? I thought I seen some people, blah, 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 blah. Listen, the picture you see for this warrior class is when I first met Bob, one of our first classes. Me and my homeboy Block. And I didn't know him. He was like, throw a punch at me. And he do this to new students. He'd be like, no, right here. Now, come on, man, throw a punch. Come on, man, throw the punch. He get you throw about 4 or 5 times till you throwing a real punch. Till you really throw a punch. And then I threw it, boom, and he caught it and started teaching. And looked away. That face I'm making is me looking at Block like, yeah, we can't fuck with this nigga right here. We're gonna have to figure some other shit out. But I didn't believe it. I thought it was bullshit. I was a martial artist, so to speak, I thought I was. I thought I was training. I trained Jiu-Jitsu. You know what I'm saying? And a little bit of Kung Fu. So I thought that I was a martial artist. I thought you couldn't catch a punch. That shit ain't real. If you don't know something, it don't exist. The reason we're not trying to get on people, whatever you learn, whatever you seen, whatever you love, but we are for the people. I got to make sure, he got to make sure that I'm not out here telling you something's going to get you killed. We got to make sure that's our responsibility, y'all. So I just had to put that disclaimer out because we laugh and we joke, but this shit is real, man. You go out there with some shit, some bullshit, and you're going to get dealt with. I seen it happen. I seen motherfucker go out there and try to throw a roundhouse to somebody's head, and motherfucker just regular street nigga, boop, and he stumped to death. You know what I'm saying? So we joke, but this is real. I just want to keep that. Right. So y'all guys take what we say in serious. Don't think we just, because we do this, we talk about these different arts like we don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't like them. It's not about any of that. It's about life and death. Exactly. And, you know what I mean?
If one of my students was out doing the same things, that it was ineffective, I would say something. Publicly, if he's public.
I'm sure.
Okay, so just so you know, now, Jamal said last week I was asking, did African martial arts use the 5 elements in a similar manner as Kung Fu? Here's a breakdown from Kung Fu: wood crushing, liver, metal splitting, lungs, fire exploding, heart, water drilling, earth crossing, spleen. Now, we don't deal with that in the same way at all.
No.
Thanks for sharing that, because that's way beyond me. Yeah. That's some deep stuff there. No, seriously. Thanks for the information, because we don't deal with the same way. My footwork needs regular work. Mine too. Mm-hmm. All of us need. Hey, brother Bob, we're gonna be letting everybody. Hey, Sugar Booger 7. Respect to the Balagoon tribe. Y'all out here strong in Dallas. Yes, so that's funny you say that. Yes, those are good folks, but they've taken the name Balagoon like a last name or whatever. Balagoon is not my name, so you all know that's my title. It's an actual title. It means war chief, and that's my title. My name is Farin Mola Aregbe Shola Epon Shegun, and there's several others that I'm not going. I got several names, but Parimola, Arek Beshola, Epon Shegun, Arakbaye is, and then my last name is OJ Tade.
You call him Jerome for sure.
Jerome for sure. Yeah. Jerry, no, not even Jerry. So out in Dallas, they'll be like Rashad Balogun, so and so Balogun. They've taken that as a name because they know it means war chief, so they've taken it as we warriors, this and that. Okay,
they train.
So they're the ones I've talked to you about when they came down and training, and the sister said, she can get out of any head wrap.
Oh,
so they are training.
Okay.
But we a lot of times when we say we're training, us training, what does that mean? Okay,
that's a big one.
So but it's difficult for us, and this is why this is our mission. People will train with a person for years, and they don't realize that what they've learned isn't really effective.
It's like somebody go to the gym and they lost nothing, and they've been going to the gym 5 years.
Or they did lose something, but they still exercising wrong. So I went to the gym. I was going to the gym. This dude at the Y. Me and my wife trying to get gym training on the cheap. So we're going to the Y, and the dude is telling us to lift with power and then come down slow. Explode out, come down slow. And I'm doing it, and I'm getting ripped. And my mother even was like, boy, you might want to look at being a stripper. Because I was shredded back then, right? So surprise, I got this gut now that I can't get rid of, but all the other stuff left the gut.
And he's getting rid of it slowly.
I got to lift weights again the right way. So a friend of mine had taught me, how to lift weights, and that was against what I was taught. And this brother, Khalil Muhammad, he's in the Nation of Islam in Chicago. He would work out with 300 pounds.
It's always big.
He could bench press 500
big
pounds.
Big dudes ain't got to live right.
But he's teaching. No, he lived it right. He's teaching me to live right. But this other guy down here was totally wrong. And I got sick. I thought I had the flu. I go to the hospital. They said, "Have you been lifting weights?" The doctor. I said, "That was strange." Yeah. He said, "I get this from people lifting weights wrong all the time." He said, "It releases an enzyme where it's eating up your muscles." He said, "Your blood is showing that you are a 45-year-old man." I was 30 when I took that test.
Holy shit. Excuse me.
He said, "You've been living explode and down slow?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "And that is what releases the enzyme, and you're killing yourself."
Well, damn, now we got to stop this and have a whole nother class.
That's why I was going to ask Ryan on that. The right practices of lifting.
Oh, man.
Because that is what you need, so people will do it. And some people may be like, "I've been doing it all my life." People been eating chitlins all their life.
Right.
People been lifting wrong all their life. People been doing a certain martial art that's ineffective all their life. And they don't want to hear you say this shit ain't effective. But I will say it because I care about y'all. Don't waste your goddamn time. I'm not breaking on arts. I haven't broke on no art today. Even when we talking about Bruce Lee in the movies, and Bruce Lee created Jeet Kune Do, but I said my friends who do Jeet Kune Do do not trap like that. That's cinematic. That's why I'm like, I think that's just for the movies, but we're confused thinking Bruce Lee did that in the movies. Bruce Lee made Jeet Kune Do. That must be Jeet Kune Do and Enter the Dragon.
Right. What you see in the movies is just movie stuff.
It's just movie stuff. So,
always has a kid.
I'm going to be real with you.
You're very welcome.
The chief always has a keg. That's true. That's true. Although I wish my keg was on the floor, not right here under my shirt. All right.
What an African martial arts approach to kicking?
What an African martial arts approach to kicking? We do kick. Mainly our kicks are lower. So
bring the camera down.
Some people say, don't kick above the thigh. We really don't kick that. If I'm going to kick up here, it's going to be a knee. And so we'll knee the liver. I'm not going to kick either leg. I'm not going to kick it because I know you got a hurt leg.
I don't have a hurt leg.
I mean, that's allegedly. So most of the time we're using knees anyway. We're not kicking, but sometimes we will kick. Or if he kicks me, I'll do what we call cup kicking him, right? So if he threw a kick with this leg at me, I would kick his support leg with a round kick. So our kicks are like that, but we don't plan to kick. We ain't back here and then woo, do that kind of stuff. We don't do that. Yeah. It's usually because in the middle, we're flowing through, and then I throw a knee.
We showed in warrior class, we may use a kick to off balance, like he may throw. Once we locked up, may throw. We locked in. You see, was kind of locked right here. May throw that right there to the shin. Right to his shin. You know what I'm saying? To throw
or to his knee, inside knee. Yeah, he's got like a deeper stance, something like that. But if you see a knee going up here or they jump, that's rare. No. That's why in capoeira, when they kick high, hands low, they're using that to balance themselves, because you got to have some form of balance. Should be 2 points of balance at least on that floor. Okay, so when you're kicking, you got 1 point of balance. That's why most of you knees. Right. So
nothing above the hips, basically.
Yeah, never above the hips.
Yeah, round kick. We got a teep kick. It's a little different than what you might see in MMA, but that's basically not too many kicks. We don't like to leave our feet too much. It's a little unstabling to do so much. The knee gives you a lot. It's a lot quicker. Gives you a lot more balance, a lot more power.
And it's more stable.
Right, more stable. We like to be close to our opponents, close. So we're not trying to throw kicks and stay out.
So that's how I'm thinking about kicks. Now, and like I said, with capoeira, they're replacing the legs with the arms and kicking. Okay, if they're gonna kick to your head, their arm or to your body, their arms are down. Yeah, bro. Okay, at least one in Regional and in Angola, they put both. We try not to put our hands down on the ground because we use tools. When I say tools, I mean knife, sword, pistol, whatever it may be. But if I have to, I have to. My father was a big proponent of what's called a mule kick. We talk about that, and I wouldn't use it. We clowned each other in here, so I would clown my father when he would say that. I'm like, Dad, I ain't using no damn mule kick. But he swore by it. He could hit with it.
You call it donkey kick and break down.
Where you go down, right, both hands down, and you kick out, you thrust out. So he's thrusting to your liver, and he's thrusting to your pancreas, or he's thrusting to your liver and your groin, or both knees with both his heels. I wouldn't do it myself, but he swore by it. But he also was a physical specimen. I've never been either skinny or with a keg.
Now, once we get our opponent wrestle our opponent to the ground, now we do believe in kicking the net, but it's in the form of stomp.
Right, yeah. So if he's down on the ground, we're gonna kick all day. Be stomping him into oblivion, right? So yes.
We do that kind of kicking.
All right, so I've heard from a couple of Angola magistrates that the high roundhouse and side kicks in the Regional system came from a karate influence and wasn't of African origin. Mm-hmm. That may be very true. I've heard that too. That the round kick, which high round, and side kick, that may be true. Because we don't actually have a side kick. So I can see that. We do have a round kick, but it's never high. So all of that makes sense.
Right. It's used to close.
So what y'all are saying makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Because what you said makes sense. And Black people usually have longer limbs. Plus, we can cover the distances of extended punches and kicks in shorter times than the average person. Applying elbows, knees, the more destructive tools. That's true. But everybody fights based on their body type, culture. So you're right. That's why in karate it's more but they got shorter, right? And it's short, stubby, stronger. The Japanese, the Chinese are thinner, so theirs is more quick and flowerier, and then Northern Chinese, because the land is more flat, they're doing higher kicks and jumps. Where Southern China, that's softer ground, so that stuff is lower to the ground.
Good points.
So hey, that makes sense. All of that makes sense. And then for it to make more sense, we just put it into work, whatever it is, right? We work it and say, okay, so you can have a knowledge of a thing, and then you can know when to use it, when not to use it. That's wisdom. putting it into working that shit, working it, and actually using it and working it, and hopefully use it less than you work it.
Right.
That's when you get understanding.
Right. I done thought I made up something and then come to class and they're like, no, that don't work. You just do this and get out of it. Like, God dang it. Then I came up saying it did work. And
right.
Or BD came up with a choke. Work. You know what I'm saying? Me and BD.
All right. So I've only seen front, back, and rarely crescent kicks in West African, yes. Or West African descended styles. Yeah, and the round kick. So in Dambe, they do a round kick commonly. They do a round kick there pretty often, and it's usually not high like that, but it's to the body. Mm-hmm. If you see it high now, it's probably from them watching TV or whatever. But yes, and crescent kicks on rare occasion, yes. Crescent kicks. I was going to say crescent kicks are there. We don't really use them. I used to when I was younger, though.
I used to do crescent kick a lot. So my favorite kick as a kid, I guess because it's the easiest one and it's low. It seemed like it get by a lot.
I mean, they can get you to the head too, but
yeah, I never wanted to do
all them kicks to the head. That was never, I mean, it was never even cool to me. Some stuff was cool, like if they kick you while spinning through the air kick or something like that. But
the reason high kicks was never cool to me because I always fought a dude. If you listen to Mario Jones, I always sparred with him, and he was a shorter dude than me, and his belief was to go under kicks. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever was to try to throw a high crescent kick, he was gonna go under. Ain't nothing that it hit, but stuff that I don't want to get hit.
When we would play karate at school, which my godmother was the counselor at the school and ended up becoming the assistant principal, but she banned me from playing karate with the other students. She said it wasn't fair. She whooped my ass too one time because I would be like, okay, well, you throw that kick. I would have them throw the kicks, and then I would take them down with a single leg, throw them and stuff, all that kind of job, right? And when I hear that, I'm like, oh shit. So I go in and she whooped my ass. She's like, that's not fair. You hurting those children. And I have you boom down the ground. I'm like, I'm in a martial art movie, how they stand around, they knocked out that job. And she, she tore me up. She said, this ain't no move. You hurting them children. I said, I'm letting them kick me. If I'm too slow, I get hit. She wasn't part of that. She told my ass.
Your father never pictured the ramifications of teaching this.
Right.
He got it later on, so he didn't think about what would happen. Oh my goodness! But Creed's a good guy
at the end of the day. So back to trapping. Right. Another thing you'll see with us, he's here. I break his posture. Right? Well, I have control of this limb, but he has control of mine, so that would not be considered trapping. However, when I knock him off, I'm here. I'm trapping his limb.
Yeah. Okay,
that's trapping. I could slide in and go here.
You got a lock right there. That's uncomfortable.
And now this is locked, and that's trapping too. Okay.
You got both my hands right now.
So both his hands I trap, and I have this. I can pull my knife, stick him, whatever. You can say I can punch or whatever, and I can say I'm gonna stab you. I wouldn't do that because he would just go off kicking or whatever. And if I really want to control him, I control his legs too. Mm-hmm. And I
talk about footwork.
And so you can trap. Trapping is real. This one dude did a thing. He does wrestling or whatever. He said, I trapped for so many years. Trapping isn't real. That means your teacher didn't know what he was doing. He wasn't doing it effective. And now you find MMA, because a lot of MMA dudes just think they got the be all, end all. And so now you're talking shit about trapping. And it's because he didn't understand what trapping is. Now, he did say, person punches, you knock the hand out, and you go like hit, which is a terrible. I'm like, I don't even know who taught him MMA. That's a terrible punch. You punch. But that's true. In MMA, you see it all the time. In boxing, you see it. Mm-hmm. They're boxing, and the person will boom, so they'll knock it down and hit. Yeah. That's trapping. So if somebody you're walking, somebody knuckles up against you, knock their jaw down and try to hit them on this weak side, because this still may protect them here, but here all that's weak, all that's open now. It's open now. Okay, but do not, and it doesn't make sense to do this anyway. Come, he blocks, then I pull. That makes no sense. Why would I do that even to his close side where he got a hand to deal with me anyway?
Right.
No, he down, I'm gonna deal with this side. And if he does deal with it, that means you cross your hand. So if somebody punches and you try to knock that out of the way, my hand out the way, like that. He's done that to himself. I have control of one of his hands. He better not cross his navel with the other hand. If his hand goes across his navel, and I can make that happen, I just don't punch at his center line. I punch right here.
And I didn't even know. Boom.
Because he's going to defend himself. And now he's controlled, and both his hands are up top, like this. Kind of pebble. I hit him down there, but babies never. Okay, so make sure if somebody puts one hand on you, don't cross across the other side. That could be a setup. And we set up like that all the time. Okay, I'm here. And that moves right there. I want that hand to move.
It's going to fire.
If it moves, let it fire at my face. Do not go at my hand. Because I'm in control anyway. If we do this, somebody does this to you. Yeah, I'm going to teach you, how we do. The instructor do this to a person coming in because they want to show them how dominant they are. They'll do this. I'm going to punch. Then now let me slap you. Oh, see, I got you. Oh. Now I'm in control. Your hands are moving where I want them to move. See that? They're moving where I want them to go. And I'm moving slow so I don't hit it. I can hit him anytime I want to, though. Because what you should do, he goes at me with that. You stick to the shortest point distance between 2 points in a straight line. He does that hook there. You say, oh, that was good, teacher. Then he goes again with something else. Say, oh, that was nice, teacher. Oh, thanks for teaching me how to deal with somebody going in the circle. I go straight. Thank you. Because they want you to follow. If somebody throws a punch at me and I do this, hi! I'm following that actually. So he throws the other hand, I'm going, hi! And he throws the other hand, I'm going to still go, hi! I mean, come on, man.
You be caught high.
Right, how many times? That means I was high. That's why I'm doing that too much. If you can't just do that all day, and he can wait. I was talking to my wife about that on the way here. My wife and my daughter. I said I was sparring with a 16-year-old once at his father's school. I'm like, shit. Well, he quicker than me. I got way more power. I'm quick. He was quick, and so I'm coming in. He all over the place, right? So I said, oh. So I keep him running all over the place, and then when I see him go. Like that, take that breath, came in with a flying knee right to the liver. He crying on the way down. You tire yourself out. You can't just keep going back and forth. The smart thing would have been for him to take advantage of that speed and come at me and crack me. He didn't want me to get my right. He didn't want my hands on him. But that'd have been the smart thing. At least try that. Because once you're tired, you got no defense now.
You will give up your life.
We were talking about that. The reason why we were talking about my daughter, a lot of times you think you're out of shape. You're in better shape than you think if you've been training. So she would go through training, whole class. Stop, drink water one time, she's good. Last time she was there, she picked you up. She pick up something. Everybody picking up everybody, right? Just picking up, not throwing, not hitting nothing. And I looked over at her. Because she had been out of class for a month. She was in Chicago. She was actually more than a month. She was in Chicago for a month. She out, getting ready for high school, blah, 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 right? So she had taken that time off. Then she decides, okay, I'm going to class with you. Okay. I said, you can't skip class no more because she gassed so quickly at stuff that was never gassed before. Right. I said, you thought you was out of shape then, now you out of shape for real, okay? I use above waist kicking for standard jab purposes of maintaining distance, never on application of finishing intent. The knees are for that purpose. All right, Rogan son, I'll say just be careful as you're jabbing. So, and if you're jabbing, so the weakness of the circle is shorter than between 2 points in a straight line, right? So even that includes circular kicks. The weakness of the straight line is the tangent on the circle. I come off the line. That's what we call it, right? So his body is a circle. A straight line comes from that. I move on a tangent on the circle. Or the typical slip. No, I come in the tangent on the circle, right? So I'm on the tangent. I have him on that tangent on the circle by just stepping off. Or I step off and I take control of his limbs. Okay? So the same thing can happen to the legs. I hope everybody here understands the hands are quicker than the legs.
Right.
If I can do it to his hands,
I would throw a high kick so y'all can see.
If I can do it to his hands, I can do it to his legs. I come off
really
the
want y'all
line.
to see that. And he could do it easier because he's been training to do it against these, and these come a lot faster than these do.
And he does that, and it's got to travel up. I'm 6'1". He's got to bring his foot up. 6'1". Once I step off, I did to a friend when I was in the Army, we were sparring. He comes with a side kick. I'm just off. First time he does it, I'm just so on top of him. Really, I was set up by my own overconfidence. Because I'm just on him, and that's it. Come on. I figure I'm going to do the same thing, just charge in, blitz him. And he caught me with a really fast and hard side kick. I said, oh, shit. I went off my feet. I get up. I see him smiling. I said, this motherfucker smiling? And really smiling like this dude been whooping me the whole time, so I finally caught him. But I took that as, what you smiling, a joke? It was just crazy, man. So you know, I was an arrogant dude back then. So he kicks, and I go off to the side on that one, and I got him. He kicked high. I go off to the side, and I had him here. And so when I get him, I step back, and so he's stretched out, and then I run up we call it running the pipe. I got it on my shoulder, but I'm running the pipe at him. It's me, man, it's me.
I had to do that when he wrist locked me one time.
No, he's talking about a couple weeks ago.
Yo, mama came back in class and
I really got him soft. He just was clowning me.
He put me in the wrist. I had to say, yo, bro. You come back sometime, you little hype. No, hey, I can see, you can use that on somebody that's not as skilled enough to know that. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely, like you said, be careful.
Are there any instances where you leave the ground in y'all's system, flying knee? Yes. But, so us leaving the ground is this. Let me see if you can see. I don't know how we end up just on kicking like this, but that's cool. So us leaving the ground if I did a flying knee, right, is you see how low my foot is I'm trying to do it slow so you can see how high my foot is. My foot goes no higher than that. It's hard to see with the mat there.
Lift it up one time, I'll show them. Like put my foot under.
Okay. So my foot goes no higher than that.
That's right under my foot.
Right. So I'm here. That's how we do a flying knee. It's here.
You can get further, more space. You're
closing distance, but we don't do like the tie flying knee where they way up here. No.
Ours is gonna be low.
We ain't trying to throw a knee at your head. My knee's so low down here. Why in the world?
Yeah, I want to go to the femoral.
But hey, I ain't sleeping on a tight knee of any type. They'll knock you out. But we don't do that. No.
Adrian Morales too. Yeah, I seen that fight.
To see a beautiful combination of surfing off and countering. Oh, check out the Demetrius Johnson versus Adrian Moraes too. Now I'm gonna tell you something about Demetrius Johnson. What you see now is slow Demetrius Johnson. I literally and I've only seen him do this. I saw him pick a dude up, throw him, and while he's throwing him, hit that dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking
about that time now, he threw the dude and caught him in an arm bar while he in the air.
Put the arm bar by the time he hit the ground.
By the time he hit the ground, he in the arm. But this time he threw the dude up and then boom,
like on TV.
I've only seen that in real life with him. He was so fast with grappling.
Yeah, it was crazy. He was out of this world.
So Demetrius Johnson now is great. Back then, you got to find another word better than great. Back then.
Maybe they got questions because last show we dealt with footwork, and so maybe they want to
know
how we do it.
Yeah, perhaps.
If you got questions, though, we welcome questions. That's what we love. Many questions you got, we want to know. We want to know what you're thinking, what you want to know about, what you want to see worked out. Because that's what this is about, the mat. That's what it is.
That's the truth.
It's the truth is where we test everything.
So I wish Mike could come in here and talk on trapping. He's used trapping on the street quite often. He does, he does JQD, he does Kali. And Mike has been down here. I brought him down here teaching class, before. So he's actually, used that more. I'm sure I have too, but I wouldn't remember it because to me it's not trapping. It's just eliminating. I'm grappling. I'm eliminating. It's a form of grappling, and so all of it works.
Yeah, trapping. I was about to say it's transition.
So I know they do stuff. Well, some people don't see it as that, but it is a transition. Like I don't want to be too disrespectful, but no. So we're right here. They do what's called lopside in Wing Chun, and then you lopside my arm down. And then you come back up and punch with that right. And that's lopside. Well, that you ain't gonna do that. Right. If somebody punches and I catch his punch like that, I'm not gonna catch it. I may do it like this.
Right.
What in 52 blocks they call the skull and bone. Right. But to go from there and bring his elbow down like that, it's not gonna move like that anyway. But I'll tell you, if I catch him here, I can catch him here. And now I can do stuff to his elbow. I can catch him like that. So you can call that a trap. Really, we would do it here. That's definitely a trap. Okay. And from that position, if this hand comes to defend himself, that's what we do.
Same thing again.
It's right there. Because this is here. He doesn't see that as a setup, though. Because he's worried about his arm and about me getting ready to punch him. So he's going to try to punch, and boom. I'm right there. And
the more power I put in that punch, the more I end up in an uncomfortable jacked up position.
And so after that, then I would crack him and slide right into that. Right. So I crack him, I slide right into pin of his elbow.
You don't want that.
Or I crack him and bring that into a kuko. Or there's a lot you could do from there. I could crack him and throw. And he got no hands to slap the ground. He's hurt. So you can do that, or if you're not comfortable here, you can put your hand, but believe me, that will block it. He's locked in there. All right, so you can trap that way. Just try not to do that long chain of trapping. That is not going to, and it makes no sense when there's always a punch that can be thrown anyway. Don't do the long chain, one or two things. This is better to do it that way. This where you connect hands and do, I wouldn't either, but that could happen. That could happen. You, oh shit, and then you say, oh shit. You realize he punched at you, and now you got your bearings. But you see that if I punch high, he's gonna always put the hand out. If you got any kind of training, he don't want to get hit in the face, right? And that's when the elbow comes.
Work.
And then I can put this hand. So that's what you see similar to that in the picture. That's a trap. I trapped his hand with this, and then I reached over and caught his elbow, and that's a trap. And this hand is free to pull or whatever it's going to do. Okay. How do you train that? So the best way to train it is slow punches. I'm not for this because you may have to use this hand. You know what's going on. So slow punches, you get used to, and then he throws. Then I can move here, then he can go. And we don't have to do the exact same thing. I can go inside. And so you're just slow punching against it. You get used to doing that kind of thing. And then right now I'm not looking at him. I can kind of see us in this thing. And so you're doing that, right? So that's the best way. You can trap with the same hand that got punched. Or if you're using a lot of power and you can't, or you can come around, but punch after you trap. Or he can use that or punch with that hand. So I can come around like that. Or if I'm not used to being quick with my hands, I can go there. I can go inside his hand, pass. Over the top there. See, so you can that's the best way to work it. Work it slow, easy, and just get used to playing with what hand's going to do what work. Okay, I punch at him, he punch at me. I punch at him, he punch at me, and we just allowing the person to work whatever they're going to do. Okay, so that is the easiest way. You can get with your partner, you can get with your spouse, you can get, whatever. Okay, and do those kind of things to work it. Work both sides of your body, both hands, and then start moving around with each other while you do it, and you get better at it. Then you can start, doing the more advanced trapping and stuff.
My opinion, trapping work great against a solid boxer.
Yep. How well does trap? Oh, so now a solid boxer, okay, a boxer and a solid boxer are different.
Okay, yeah.
Solid body, okay, he's a good boxer.
Is a solid boxer also a dirty boxer?
No, you don't have to be.
I say dirty
because
boxer.
he's good. So Tyson he has fought dirty. That's
right.
I love Tyson, but he didn't have to.
Right, definitely.
So that's a solid boxer.
Okay, well, trapping might not work against a solid boxer.
Trapping will work against him because he threw a lot of hooks.
Right.
Somebody like Ali who throws a lot of jabs. Well,
pinning is.
You can't think of. Right, you can't think. So he jabs. I can't think of being like that.
Snap back.
Yeah, snap back. So he's gonna be gone. This is why you don't think of the wrist to grab. You think of the elbow. So now I think of the elbow when he punches. I'm there. I follow along, so I trap him back against his body. But it's not gonna be like this classic trap like that. Right, so he's going out. I'm here. I'm following. So it's there. And that gives me what I need for just a second to pop, because he's going to move. But that gives me what I need for a second. And it'll shock him because he ain't expecting that to get followed. So we work that, just so you know, that's how we work against jabs all the time.
And that is a trap.
All the time. The thing is, most people, they deal with, even if they parrying or whatever, they parry out here. But if he's fast enough, so I'll throw and parry. Now
I'm hitting it when it comes back, if y'all ain't noticed.
He said back, so I make sure you can hit that one. Now go for my elbow, not my wrist. Even if it's slower, he gets to follow. I don't know.
Okay.
Whoa, dude, you better get that in my elbow. Don't anticipate. You got to just go for my elbow. So remember, my elbow moves a quarter speed of my fist. So watch my sternum, and you'll see my elbow. See, that is how. So he touched it, so there's no need for me to bring it back because he will follow, right? So go for the elbow, but train it because you go against somebody fast. I'm pretty slow. He still got pop. So I mean, you see that, so you know I'm slow.
Yeah, nothing to do with what's coming from right there. Y'all
I got my wife beat. My wife 5 months pregnant.
His stomach out, y'all.
I got my wife.
But jump on, bro. Don't fall for it.
But just know, go for the elbow. Okay, y'all. Go for the elbow, not the wrist. Even when you're going for a grapple. When I did the pass, I go here to push it off. I don't go out here. As you training how to trap, you can be out here, whatever, but then start working towards the elbow more.
Got more control.
Right. And now this hand, it goes, I push that into the wrist. So I got his wrist and his elbow. Either just above his elbow or his elbow. Same when you grab the leg. When you grab the leg, you should be at the thigh and at the ankle. Not at the knee, because he can still bend it like that. Okay. Because this backwards from the elbow. So I'm not going to grab because of your leg. But if I had his leg, I have his thigh and his ankle. Thigh and ankle when I go. Not thigh and knee or thigh and calf. Ankle and calf. Because he can hit me with the knee in the face. If I'm behind his knee, you do the same. If I got this, I got control of that. Yeah. Okay. Particularly when I'm pulling it or whatever.
I got less balance too.
And you have it close to your body on either side. So you got more control. His knee is locked, so he's not kicking. Okay. And that's trapping too. You're trapping that limb. And so I wouldn't advise trapping his leg with one arm.
Yeah.
And then trying to punch. He's just gonna snatch his leg out of there. So just so you know, but that is how you trap, and that is how and we'll deal with.
It's not like it looks on TV.
Right. It's not.
But it does work. It is effective.
It does work as long as it's done effectively, but that's anything. When we talk about kicks, talk about punches, elbows, whatever. Use sense in whatever
Defanging.
you're doing.
Do y'all have techniques similar to what some styles call defanging?
Absolutely.
Attack
yes. So defanging the snake, you're attacking the limb. That just makes sense.
Yeah.
So if he's attacking me, like if I had my knife out,
right.
I don't need this. If he is foolish enough to, first of all, I'm not gonna just pull my knife and be like this, because I'm assuming he's not a fool. If he is a fool and knuckles up with me, I got a knife, he wanted to be stabbed up.
Yeah.
But say we're in the middle of the fight, I step back and I pull and he punches, it's his arm I'm hitting. I'm not going for his body.
Right.
Because this is his delivery system. This is what's going to attack me. His knife in it, his punches, his pushes, finger jab, whatever it is. This got to go.
And it's the same principle when he covered. He covered in the protectors of it also. That's a strike as well.
Right. So he punches with the hook on the side, right? I'm covering
jamming me up.
And I'm coming at him with the elbow.
Yeah,
same thing. So I'm defanging the snake. So defanging the snake, either I would hit that limb or I hit the computer, which drives the limbs, which is his brain, of course. Okay.
Shut the whole thing
so
down.
You want to shut the whole thing down or destroy that delivery system. And if he kicked and I had a knife, same thing. I cut his femoral artery.
That's
he's
why
bleeding
you
out.
do not.
You not kick against a knife.
You do not. You do not. Listen, this is, I swear to God. People, there are masters out there that are going to tell you can kick a knife. Think about this shit. Think about this shit. I want y'all to see this real quick. Let me pull this out. You think about me holding this in my hand. It's masters that will tell you you can kick this out. Think of the room of error you have in your foot. If I don't know what I'm doing, I just reflex, I'm scared.
and the harder you kick, the deeper that's gonna go.
Lord have mercy.
But also, let me see this. There are masters who kick. There are also masters who teach their students how to hold a knife right. So if they know how to hold a knife right, a lot of times you see me holding a knife, I just have my thumb here just to always exercise myself. I'm in the right place so I can hold this knife like that and it's not going to fly out. This is a real knife. I'm not worried about cutting myself or dropping this knife because I know how to hold it. And then with the thumb on it, it's even more. The proper way to hold the knife is not in the palm of your hand. If it ever get kicked out, it's because it's there.
Exactly.
But if it's in the right place, right in this part of your fingers, just so you know, and then you lock your fingers around it, it's not getting kicked out your hand. And if they know what they're doing, and you always train for the person who knows what they're doing. And you kick, and they slash, you're leaking blood. You're bleeding as if it was raining.
And now that's a delivery system and a good means of transportation out of this encounter.
Right. You can't even run from an encounter because now that's cut. But I was in a class once, and dude was talking about that. He's like, well, see, if I miss with this leg, I miss with that one. I said, you are talking crazy as hell because if I cut you with this and you kick with that one, I'm not going to cut that one? Oh, that wouldn't be fair. I mean, it's crazy. But I've been told by a dude, not that using this is unfair, another martial artist, so-called master, told me because we use punches, we're unfair. The African martial arts are unfair. I said, well, the African martial art, Filipino martial art, Japanese, Chinese, all of them just unfair.
Dr. Jerry Vaughn said not even Ice Cold Carter would kick a knife.
Right. Ice Cold Carter, you pull a knife, he pulled his sword. That's why you see, and most of the things you see Ice Cold Carter with his sword, I'll stop posting pictures. He got his sword pointing at people with that. Because he ain't going against no knife with no his feet. You know, even his chi power from his fist. Ice Cold Carter punched me in his cheek, his hand glowing. I cut that, the glow just go.
He's new member Denzel Caldwell.
Denzel Caldwell. Now, I've been saying, let me make sure I got this right. Denzel Caldwell, do you teach Kalinda stick fighting from Trinidad?
Have conditioning exercise to harden your limbs. I'm referring to equivalent.
I hope you heard me. Because I've been saying Denzel Caldwell, I've been swearing it's you that teaches Kalinda. So please let me know if I'm right or not.
But to answer your question about conditioning and hardening our limbs, yeah, we do it
Even
number
the
of
tapping,
different ways.
yeah, different ways. So we tap with we'll get a bundle of sticks. You tap with the sticks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about all of that. I forgot we
And
did rolling down our legs.
We roll sticks down our shins. I do not. I don't know why I thought it was you, Denzel.
We also
I gotta find out who it is then.
Also by Sabu, and that's rose and falls. By falling, training our falls, we harden our sides and our backs and different limbs.
You condition your whole body, really.
Yeah.
From doing falls and rolls. Yes, from tapping, from pummeling. It's different ways, and training period does it. Yes.
We grind bone a lot,
but not all training, but yes.
Yeah.
Now we don't do. Like they have a training exercise.
Iron fist take.
Not like this. I wanted to call it Sam Ganging, but I think that's wrong. I don't want to be disrespectful. When they go shank, something like shank, like that. Something they do where they're working their arms like that. Well, we don't have to slam bone on bone like that because a lot of times the stuff that we're doing is bone hitting bone anyway.
Right. And
then when we pummel, a lot of that's body grinding on body. You grind on grind. So when you see it like this, the swimming like that, that's not conditioning. That's teaching you the coordination.
Right.
But we grind. And I'm not gonna grind my forehead. I don't feel like it. But for years, as a boy, I used to hate it because we go here and we grind our foreheads across too.
That right there. Make
your
it tight.
chest. And so that tightens you up a lot. I mean, not tightens you, but hardens you.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a lot of techniques to harden, and just taking light taps to the base when we spar.
Always taking taps, always doing the whatever locks we doing, whatever chokes we doing.
Do the lock as a stretch,
right? We do, and the tapping, the way we tap. Like when Bob put me in a wrist lock, it's one tap, and then he still go through with it. He loosens up a little bit, and then go through it, and then there's another tap. So usually that process toughens you up, different limbs and stuff like that too.
And so what that is. I'm gonna lock his wrist. I'm not gonna just very pretty gently. It is gently. So they're gonna make me a shirt that says the lamb, and it's me holding the lamb. The gentle lamb holding a lamb over my shoulders because I'm a gentle lamb. So it's here. We don't lock out like that, like some arts do. We want to pin him so he can't go nowhere first. It's there, and then we take it. So he's tapping now. I don't know why, because I was just going to do the throw. He's tapping. It was gentle. But that's how we do. So the person, will tap, or we catch them here, and they so he's saying tap, or they can tap you or whatever. Sometimes if I mess with a student, I say, no, I can't hear your voice. My hearing is not good today, so you got to tap. You might hit like that. So that's our British brother. I can bubble like that's fast tapping. When they do the fast, you hurt that wrist bad.
You may tap me right here and then do the throw after that, and then I tap again. You know what I'm saying? And
then or something else, or yes, from there change to the throw.
Right. So
that kind of thing.
You get conditioned. In pretty much in everything, even the energy drills is conditioning you because you still hitting and catching when you start getting into that.
The touching.
Exactly.
Because of the level of that. I ain't just touching anything.
Right. The shade involved with it.
Right. If I do this, that's what I do for my, a little baby or, my wife if I'm massaging her wrist. But in class, why am I doing that? He got to get out of that. I got to get out of that. You know what I mean? When student grab, I say, grab my wrist. Grab my wrist. Right. So that's what I want to feel. Y'all can't tell what I'm feeling, but that's what I want to feel. Because it doesn't matter. See, look at that. Look at see all that. That's what it's just simply, simple to get out of that. Because as much as all this muscular structures here, as long as now, if you weak in Sweetwater, I've seen people do, that's because they're not conditioned. I don't say weak in Sweetwater, they're just unconditioned. Okay, you just work against this one thumb. If your fingers are squeezing, thumb weak. If thumb is squeezing, fingers are weak. I just gotta know which one you're using. Squeeze. He's using his fingers right now, so it's the thumb I get out. Okay. If he uses his thumb and just loosen up with your fingers and use your thumb, that is ridiculous. Then I work against his thumb a different way, so I can't do it that way. I could, but instead, I now use my elbow to go up against where the fingers are weak. Same. And I'm out again. Okay. And I usually point at the person, let them know I could have poked you in the eye, I could have punched you, whatever.
Homegirl Sweetwater, that we're not saying you're weak. That's he didn't know that was your nickname. Yeah, weak in Sweetwater.
Yeah, we're not saying that about Sweetwater. All right. So that's us on the trapping. Any questions? If not, we'll close it down from here. I train other systems, but those two above are my first. I love to train with y'all. Y'all are solid fighters. Thank you, Denzel.
Appreciate you, bro.
His base system is Southern Shaolin family system called Hei Ling Wushu Moyat Wing Chun. Oh, okay. I'm familiar with Moyat. Not that I know Moyat. I think Moyat. I don't know if he's passed or not, but Moyat way older than me. But I am familiar with Moyat.
We're definitely practical. As African, to be practical, to be efficient. It's not a lot of, it's no exaggeration. It's straightforward. And that's one of the key things that you can recognize of a martial art is African about it being practical and efficient.
Right. That's one of the keys. And we dealt with the 5 principles that you can tell also. And just know you can take conditioning methods from us and use them where you're at. You know what I mean? Whatever your system is. And we bring in people and they teach, usually they don't deal with conditioning things. But I know some cats in some extreme condition from the martial art, particularly Capoeira Angola, because they're always low to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Their conditioning, their bodies are hard as steel. That's a good thing for conditioning. In fact, I used to have a brother who trained with me who did Capoeira Angola. I've had a couple, several actually. But this one, I would have him actually do our workout first. And it was beast. Like, oh my God, but our ability was getting so hard because a lot of students were complaining about feeling their legs being heavy. And so I said, well, I'll bring in this brother from Capoeira because he's going to get our legs. First, they're going to feel like they're dead. Right. And then they'll start getting stronger.
I thought to ask my brother about that.
There you go. Yeah, you should definitely. Because he can at least give you exercise you can do.
Yeah, for my legs, my legs.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. Thank you all.
Appreciate the questions, man.
Yeah.
Good questions.
And
thank you, Jay.
Y'all be careful out here. Be safe out here. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Ball, for being in. He's in often. Greet your family for us, man. And love y'all.
We still got the show coming. We still gonna come with the cane. Uses how to use the cane.
Yes.
And what's the tool that Derek Ball was using?
The monkey ball.
Yeah. Those type of weapons are called retractable weapons. Is that what that is?
That is a flexible weapon.
That's what you're talking about.
The monkey ball and then the cane. But yeah. So actually, okay, let's do the cane next, and then after that, let's do flexible weapons. So we'll do the monkey ball and other things.
All right.
How to build a flexible weapon of your own, like a flexible but hard whip. I'll show you how to build that from stuff you probably got at your own house. All right, so we'll deal with that next week.
Sure, you'll be seeing in the next month or so.
Oh, he says in his pocket as he type. Cool.
You'll be definitely seeing some work from the ground because that's the phase that we're going to be entering in our classes. If you're again in Atlanta, check us out, African Martial Arts Institute. We're about to enter the ground phase, and we know that 99.9% of most fights end up on the ground, whether it's just one person on the ground or both of you. So
let me make it quick. So Joe, the Euro squatter of blackjack is usually leather and you got some kind of weight sewed inside of it, or you can put like a lock in a sock. Well, that's too flexible. It's more like, you know, flexible leather, like a paddle. And you put that's a blackjack. A monkey ball that Dr. Ball is talking about, it's you can have a steel ball bearing and you wrap it in 550 cord, and you have an end of it extending from the ball that you wrapped in the cord, and then you wrap that to make a handle.
Yeah,
That's a monkey ball, and that hits with a lot of power. So we'll deal with flexible weapons in the one after next week. All right, thank y'all. Love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is you may be. Peace.
peace. Donate.
Yeah, in honor of Omaniki being here, donate. You can go to Black Power Media and donate through that. Thank y'all so much. Peace.
Hit my personal cash app if I make sure.